What is up? Welcome back to the channel. In this one we're doing farming contracts, the absolute best update farming has ever had in old school, hands down. That's for a ton of reasons, but first off, let's show us where we're at. The farming guild is in Zaya, all the way on the west. Recommend getting there with the skills necklace, but if you're a new account and don't have that, you can do fairy ring CIR. If you're 99 farming, you can hit that cape, and you can even plant the spirit tree here once you're higher level. For a brief overview, the right side's the level 45 side, easy level. Left side is the medium level 65 side. And all the way up north, we will have the high level 85, redwood, celestris, fruit tree, and then there's the spirit tree. So you can teleport here, you can teleport right here, or out here. And, you know, fairy ring's not even that bad. You can still see it from right here. Really not that bad on a new account. Reason we're here is to get all these seeds. These seed packs contain roughly 80k since they are a hard seed pack. Obviously the lower ones won't be as good, but yeah, you'll get infinite spirit seeds, infinite of every seed really, but they're super fun to stack up and open them. I'll open up these at the end of the video. There's not much, but hey, it's still a small sample size of the hard ones. But yeah, that's what this is all for, and let's get into the setups real quick so we can determine what's worth for you and your style of account. The only time I'd recommend doing an easy contract is if it's like your first Iron Man account, or you're not hard grinding quests and you want to start farming a little bit early. Then you can absolutely start this at 45. You'll get some level 3 seed packs, right? And those level 3 seed packs they're pretty good. They're worth like 30k plus. You'll see, you'll still get level 3 seed packs in hard, you know, 99 farming, you'll still get some level 3 seed packs. So most of your harvests won't be good, to be honest with you, but you'll get occasionally good ones, and you'll get XP planting on the way and get the bad seeds back. So there's no harm in doing any contracts early. But if you're a fast-paced player and want to get quest cape is the first thing you do on an Iron Man or something like that, I'd recommend starting at 65, and I would say nobody should start at 85. That's primarily Hespori. Every day you should kill Hespori. On the Iron Man, it's the only way to get white lily seeds. On the main, it's the only way to get Addis, Kronos, and Iazor seeds. We'll talk about those more in a bit, but they help all herb patches, all farming patches. And then yeah, here's the hard. Obviously, I still recommend doing contracts once you get to hard. I recommend doing them on an Iron Man until you're done with herb lore, so forever. Okay, at early level 45, you'll be planting differently in the patches, even in the easy section, than you would later on. You'll have less things. The only positive is you'll have way less things to plant, right? So you can get through it really quick, no worries. And all these seeds are easily obtained from the master farmer right next to you, so you can go to contracts with literally no requirements other than some thieving and 45 farming. Start off, you're going to want to get the contract from him, plant whatever he wants. And then in the other patches, plant the best thing that you can plant. This, that you can unlock, right? So let's check allotment here. Check allotment, strawberries, sweet corn, tomatoes, cabbages, onions, potatoes, right? You're going to want to do mainly strawberries, but since there's 2 patches, we'll also do another one, and often you won't have sweet corn, so you can do tomatoes, right? So to start off, I'd recommend, if you don't have a contract for allotments, you'd plant strawberries and tomatoes. If you don't have those seeds yet from farming contract, it's all right. You can just brute force and plant whatever you want. Max you'll have to wait is 40 minutes. But then let's go next to the flowers of the section, right? We got marigold, rosemary, etc., etc. Always plant limpwort, because you actually need that for Orbler supply. We'll be focusing more on that later, but if you don't need the supply for it, plant the highest thing. This just happens to be both. It's also the highest XP, and it's the best reward. So for flower at 45, we'll do limpwort. And lastly is the bush patch, since we don't have the cactus quite yet. For bush, we're following along the same lines. Also plant the highest thing you can. especially once you get to 48, switch to jangerberries, because jangerberries can be used in the future to protect other plants, and you don't want to go out of the way for them. It's not worth it, but hey, if you get extra for free, might as well. And let's get right into medium contracts at level 65. For allotment, we'll be doing actually strawberry and watermelons instead of snapegrass. This is because you won't get as many snapegrass in the medium as you will in the hard, so you want to save a majority of your snapegrass for hard. That's mainly if you're an Iron Man. If you're a main account, you can definitely plant snapegrass. Either way, I'd recommend using an Amulet of Bounty for the snapegrass. It has a 25% chance to only use 1 seed instead of 3 seeds. But that's for everything. Let's get right into herb. This is the big benefit of the level 65 patch, especially for Iron Men. Another reason, like Hespori, herb, tree XP, definitely start this by level 65. But alright, let's get into it. Lantidime is the highest XP one, and it's the seed that I don't like taking on my farm runs anyways. So I prefer to do Lantidime, right? Because I have so many extra Lantidime seeds and I never feel like planting them on my herb runs. So I just do Lantidime. But of course, if you need a certain type of seed currently, like if you need some super defense potions, plant whatever herb in the tier that you need. It's you know, everything's random chance. If you do this perfectly, you could get, you know, 8 contracts in a row, or you do it perfectly, you could get 0 in a row, you know, 1 in a row. So it is what it is at the end of the day. For herb, just plant what you want. Tree, plant the highest tree that you have a lot of, right? So if you don't have many maple trees, I wouldn't start by planting a maple tree, since you could plant one, then get an oak contract and waste that maple tree, and then you have to plant a maple tree and you don't have one. Long story short, plant the highest tree that you have a lot of seeds of. Early on, that means a lot of willows, decent XP as well, and you can buy the apples to protect them, so it's a win-win. Protecting things, personal opinion, but I like protecting a lot of my supplies. Then for flower, the white lily is the only one in the whole medium and hard contract, and you can only get these white lilies through Hespori. So it's super important to do Hespori, not just for white lilies, for Azor and Addis as discussed. But now we get into the cactus. So this cactus, both cactus are 65 farming. The cactus, the original cactus, give you spine, and that's really good for protecting all of your yew trees. Whereas these potato cactus give you, you know, secondary for your Lantidime, which is very good for Herblore XP, but nobody needs magic potions in 2026, so there's some give and take there. This is personal preference. Do you want to protect your yews? Do you need to protect your yews, or do you need a potato cactus? After you get like a few thousand potato cactus, you can just be done with potato cactus for a while. Up to you. For bush, poison ivy will be the highest, and you can use them to protect your Calquat. So early on, you'll need 70. By the way, you'll need 70 farming for this, but you'll get that quick. Early on, I'd recommend doing the poison ivy to get all your Calquat supply. And then after that, do white berries only. This is so you can have infinite defense potions and get or get berries that are useful. When you get, let's say you get the white berries, then great, it's already made. But when you get the poison ivy berries, you can still get that whole supply of white berries and then have the poison ivy planted, so it's not a complete loss. Especially for Iron Man, this is where the tier of tree gets a little bit tricky. At 65, you're still fine, but deep through medium contracts, you're gonna hit that 75, and then you're gonna have to bet between magic, yew, and maple, which means as an Iron Man, you might as well put maple every single time. You definitely don't want to waste magic tree seeds early on. You won't get enough through farming contracts to sustain keeping on planting one, but you will get a lot back. Alright, for hard contracts, luckily not too much changes. So in the level 45 room, that can essentially stay the same as mediums. You'll be doing, well, I'll show you the whole thing, full map, but level 45 room can stay same as mediums. The side room, the herbs will change a bit, right? So it goes up a few tiers, but it still starts as Snapdragon. So you can still do your super defense all you want and your infinite Lantidimes if you're not using them. But here's the convenient part. If you want some ranging potions or some, you know, super combat, whatever torso potions you need, you can do those for your contract options. And then of course at 90, you'll get the redwood tree, which is amazing bonus. It's always nice to get a redwood tree contract when you got one planted. And of course, the only flower will be white lily. So like I said, none of that changes. And then fruit tree. Let's check out fruit tree. All right, here you go. There is only 2 options: palm tree, dragon fruit tree. I would always plant a palm tree because this will give you the supplies to be able to protect magic tree, but more importantly dragon fruit tree. I'm not going to get into everything with protection, but most Iron Men don't have enough coconuts to protect magic trees, so I'd recommend always protecting the dragon fruit tree and forgetting about the magic tree until you've done 4,000 Zolra or whatever. But yeah, long story short, always plant the palm tree unless you have a task for the dragon fruit tree, which I am in that predicament right now. Other than that, hard contracts is just making it more consistent, more XP, and less problems and less waste. There's all the supplies you get's actually useful, you know, besides the white lily flowers, but hey, there's hope for those. For the real overview, remember that there is the big compost bin here, so if you only use this with the watermelons you have next to it, it should be pretty much, you know, infinite supply of compost, right? But I don't even do this because I did so many wilderness bosses. Here we are. For a noob, you do the limpwort here, and the strawberries here. Whatever highest bush you can do, and then you'll leave this empty until 65, which is weird that it's in here, but you know, whatever. It looks good. And then yeah, I use potato cactus right now because I am low on secondaries for herbler XP, trying to get 99. Here you'd put your Lantidime. I did a full herb run of Irrit, so I just planted here as well, since I know I'm going to be stuck with a dragon fruit for a while. That is the other thing I should talk about. If you know that you're going to have this dragon fruit gone for ages, you can use, you know, whatever plant. If you want some extra potato cactus or regular cactus spine, herbs, white berries, or snapegrass, you can just use these in your full farm run. You know that you're going to be able to replant by the time that this is done. But here for Iron Man, definitely recommend the maple tree. And if your focus is farming contracts, especially like as soon as you hit 65 and you start doing a ton of Hespori, you want to get tons of farming contract seeds, plant an Iazor here. Your stuff's less likely to die, which means if you don't have things pre-planted, you'll guarantee that your, well, near guarantee that your plant won't die. And here we go. This is why I said the hard contracts are pretty easy. Celestis patch, you don't have an option. Forced to put a Celestis tree. Spirit tree, not possible to be a contract, but obviously forced to put a spirit tree. Then for Iron Man, highly recommended for palm tree, but it does get you into this predicament. If you get a dragon fruit tree and you don't want to lower the contract, then you are kind of forced to just be in this predicament for 12 hours or whatever. And then the redwood patch, which is obviously redwood only. But let me show you how to lower the tier first, right? If I don't have it, let's say I didn't have a dragon fruit tree seed, I would do contract. Do you have anything easier? And that will put me down a tier. Meaning if you're trying to do this at level 45 at the easy contract tier, you won't be able to. There's no, it's kind of like Turiel skipping when you have a Turiel task. You can't Turiel skip a Turiel task. But long story short, if you really need to, you can lower a tier from medium or hard, and then all the easy seeds will be from the master farmer. So it is kind of fair that you can't go lower than easy. It's just would suck to get like a curry tree seed here. Curry tree needed. Lastly, let's check out Hespori. You can get Hespori through any of the seeds at any of the patches by growing and harvesting. And here's Hespori. If you don't know anything about Hespori, it's a little boss that's very easy, and it's the only way to get the seeds for this patch right here, the Animus patch. A reference on how many I have, a ton extra. I'm forgetting to do Hespori every single day as of recent, and I still have a ton extra, right? So these are no worries. If you do it every single day, you can use any type of seed you want every single day. They last 3 days, and you do a Hespori in 1, and you get 1 to 2 of each. So let's go through each. So the Iazor, like I said, less chance of dying. The Chronos is quicker growing time, right? So essentially it can save a farming phase every now and then. So right now it would be technically more beneficial for trees than the Iazor, especially if you're protecting. So if you're protecting stuff, then you definitely want to use the Chronos over Iazor, but for Iron Man and for just, you know, easy chill farm runs, Iazor is nice. Turn in the seed pack, all you would do is check health. So let's say this dragon fruit, check health, then return back to Guildmaster Jane, contract, and then hard contract again, the third option, or the same contract again as last, third option, and you'll get a new one. I will put in a little clip of that at the end, but for now, let's go through the rewards. And the nice thing, I always open the seed packs here because there's that seed vault right here. So you could even open, like, if your bank is completely full, you can even open them right next to it and just dump it all in. I'm just going to dump the bad stuff in slowly so we can look at all the good stuff we got. I gotta do this terrible slow way to try to get all of the seeds in my inventory at one time. Try to show you guys, but I lost a quorum. But yeah, I'll just finish it. Just know that I'm gonna end the clip here. Just know that I'm not cheating. I'm gonna do all these 4 manually and get back to you. And for the final seed pack, here we go. So this is from a ton of packs, but here's the junk seeds I got. I think I showed you most of them in the bank. These aren't junk, but take those out. Oops. I'll remove those later. Then the hop seeds is actually really nice for the birdhouse runs. I don't have to buy many birdhouse seeds. I can use the red berry seeds as well. And then an insane amount of extra trees, especially teak and maple's nice. Tons of calquat and saplings, but that's the unimportant stuff. Here we have 15 hard contracts, and I have some pretty crazy openings. I think we did like 100 contract opening once. This isn't much, but hey, good yield. It's almost 100k each pack. It's supposed to be around 80k each pack. I can try pulling up that on Wiki after, but regardless, this shows you an estimate, you know, it's worth the time, especially level 65 and 85. It's worth the time, even if you're endgame, and hey, even if you're a main, it might be worth the time. This is no effort at all. 1.4 mil. I mean, money doesn't go as far as it does back in the old days, but that's solid change. Yo, no way. Just did 4 in a row. You, potato cactus, Snape, and now I got lucky with that palm tree. Here we go. 5 in a row. You can check the chat, log in. 3 in a row, do the Snape. 4, here we are with 5. Can we get to the mythical 6 range? For the video, magic tree. Alright, not bad. 5 in a row, and then we'll grow a magic tree. Thanks a lot for watching. Just know that the first setup is the absolute only time you have to try during farming contracts, and from there, it's just easy, smooth going. There's Implings on the south, and there's Implings right here as well, northeast. So you can get some clues. Torso, let's go. Who even needs to farm torso seeds? You can get some, you know, very easy XP and seeds, and then yeah, here's another Impling spawn right here. I love this update. I'm here often, and here's my herb supply. Got so many potions. Just fantastic update. I love seeing how the farming XP, the herb XP go up. And if you watch this far, thanks for watching. I hope you like and subscribe, and peace out. Have a good day. Get your herblore level to 99.